Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Cyborg here and welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to kill Heroic 7 Deathstroke, and it is not as easy as it sounds. We killed him once already and I believe this will be a walk in the park, but because of my reluctance to read boss descriptions, we're gonna have a little bit of trouble there, but we'll talk about that when we get there. First fight is gonna be against boss Cyborg with Influent Sakomen team. We're going to have Beta Club at level 10 on Influent Sakomen. We're gonna have Sword of... actually no, we're gonna have God Killer at level 9 on Raven. And we're gonna have a level 4 Prometheum Sword on Dr. Fate for passive stats. God Killer is there for passive stats as well. I don't really care about the active effect, it's not that great, and I'm not gonna use it to try and combo and chop because I don't need to. And it's just Beta Club doing work, and at the same time Raven keep reapplying darkness. We killed this boy quite fast, so at this point I'm scared I'll get unusual gameplay bug where the game thinks I'm hacking because I did so much damage. So here we're going to let Cyborg kill us real quick, and Raven is back in there and she will kill Cyborg. This went well, we quickly dispatched of Cyborg. Now moving on to the next one, we're going to have here boss Flash. I should not have used the League of Anarchy here, I should have saved it for another fight. For sure, Batman Ninja Team plus Brainiac could have killed this man, and then I would have had League of Anarchy plus Zatanna to use against Deathstroke, but I didn't do that, because I was like, oh, Batman Ninja Team is going to do very well against Deathstroke, they're gonna easily do 2 billion damage. If you already know what went wrong over there, we're going to get into that in a second, but you may already know what went wrong there. But yeah, back to this fight, so we're going to have Dark Melkarts at level 6 on Harley, and Predator Batman will have the level 9 God Killer, and EPI will have the level 4 Prometheum Sword. And we just stun him and push him to the corner again, we use super move, so everything is going well. I'm using Predator Batman because he's 7 stars and Arkham Knight Batman is not, so we get that slightly higher stun duration. And also not using Arkham Knight Batman here will actually prove very useful for another fight in this video that I'll talk about when we get there. But yeah, flash down, absolutely no problem. And I was expecting to stomp Deathstroke, I was even worrying. Oh boy, how am I gonna get a 10-minute video, considering that I'm gonna one-shot Deathstroke and that's gonna be all the 3 fights needed to finish this soul raids. There's only a little bit of a problem that I totally forgot about and then went ahead when I saw I didn't do as much damage as I was expecting and read in the boss description. This man is crit resistant, so chances are most of the times you're gonna do crits, not every single time, but most of the times the crit damage is not going to apply. And yeah, here we're running Beta Club Grods with the lethal attack damage from Brainiac and the lethal attack damage from Robin, trying to get in there as much dot damage as possible. And the dot damage is going to actually be high enough, but is not gonna be by any means close to the amounts that we were expecting. Also, at some points it's extremely low. I guess we don't hit lethals at that point. We don't see often this low values. I guess you are going to either hit a crit or lethal here, since we can't hit crits anyway. We're gonna have a chance to also not hit lethals and get those 2k values. And you might see a 20 mil pop up from time to time. That's when we actually crit him. That's when we actually manage to crit him, because again, he's not crit immune, he's crit resistant, so it means once in a lifetime we'll be able to crit his ass. Also messed up there a bit. Not the most comfortable combo interrupting this man, because he's holding his attacks a lot. He's got a huge delay to the point where he starts attacking, and that kind of confuses me. But yeah, we messed up big time there. And now we're going to use the Deathstroke Batman Labs team. I always hate when I do this. I'm like, okay, this team is gonna be easy one-shot. No reason to use Batman Labs and Deathstroke before that. And then that team does like half the damage of the enemy. And I'm going to use the percentage health damage team when the enemy is half health already. So I'm kind of forced into a situation where I use a team unoptimally. And I'm like, why didn't I just use this before and he was full health and be done with it? But yeah, again, I messed up the combo interruption there. Over here, we're gonna have not a great time with the clones. I'll see how we manage. The dots damage from that thing beneath us is actually decent when it comes to damaging Batman Laughs. And he died there. Maybe would have gone into another final form if he didn't die there. Maybe not. I don't know. He did most of his stuff. Okay, now let's move on to the big boy. Deathstroke versus Deathstroke. Man-on-man action. Over here, gonna push into a corner again. Special 2, gonna combo and chop him. Feels very, very weird to combo and chop this man. And it's not hard, that's the most frustrating part about it. If you manage to not do it too soon and you actually block the first hit, there's a huge window between his first hit and his second hit, so he's easy if you're not mentally disabled like I was in this fight. And most of the fights you'll see here. So yeah, Deathstroke killed and first clone gets in there, and we're getting damaged so heavily. And yeah, you might be like, oh, but you would have less trouble if he was in the corner, you could come and chop him. Not really, because as you might have seen, the clone was kind of taking 25% damage of the total health of the clone just by blocking a hit. So him being in the corner and being able to combo chop his ass wouldn't have done much for the clones. I'm trying to see how much else I can squeeze in with base Deathstroke before I tag in another clone, because you never know. When the next clone dies, he might get chain hit and also die, so we might as well get what's for sure out of the way. And yeah, just getting full energy at this point. We're done with that. He's gonna use special 2. Damage me a bit. Gonna block that. And also block that should not have been blocked there. I should not have blocked that special 1, because I thought that even if I block it, he would kill me and get the clone straight in there, but it didn't. And yeah, this clone somehow survives on 1 health, and we're gonna try to see how much we can squeeze out of that amount of block. Another special 2. And yeah, we didn't have special 2 in time there. And I'm just gonna let at this point Horrific Scarecrow die because he's not doing much. This team did decently, okay? We have 2 more teams before the paper refresh. And I mean, I could have just killed him off when the fight's refreshed, but I don't like doing that. I'm like, do I have the means necessary to kill him? Yes, then let's do it. Now, this team might look weird, it might look a little bit weird, but hear me out. We're going to have Arkham Knight Batman here, Mr. Freeze, and Classic Wonder Woman. So, Mr. Freeze, even with his high amount of defense, even with a huge amount of health provided by Arkham Knight Batman, is still gonna get shredded by Deathstroke, because Deathstroke, especially in Heroic 7, deals so much damage. So, pretty much the plan here is going to be Arkham Knight Batman because of 2 reasons. First of all, I need Dark Metal cards, as we have seen in the Grodd fight. I need Dark Metal cards to be on the ground so that I can actually hit crits, because Dark Metal cards, since he's crit resistant, not crit immune, are going to straight up guarantee the crit, so that's great. But I couldn't put Dark Metal cards on Mr. Freeze because he has to go with Beta Clubs. So instead of that, we're putting Dark Metal cards on Arkham Knight Batman. And it need to be a legendary character, because if not, when I would tag in to put that Dark Metal cards on the ground, then the freeze would break if it was not a legendary character doing it. Also gives us a bit of health, and also I can, when the situation gets out of hand and this man breaks the freeze so that he doesn't kill Mr. Freeze, I can stun him with Arkham Knight Batman, and while he's stunned I can build up the freeze, because even though he's stunned, freezing, even though you have like freeze resistance and stun resistance mixed together in the talents and in the hazardous boss trait that makes them immune to it, there are different stats. So while the enemy is stunned, he can be frozen at the same time, or freeze can build up, or he can be stunned while he's already frozen. So it's gonna be very helpful from this point on, because as you see, this man has 1 health. He's just chilling on 1 health, 1 hit will be the end of him. So there we go, special 2, stun his ass, jump attack, another special 2. Not the most damage setup for this team, but this is just the best we could come up with at this point. And it's just preparing the next fight. Also, I had Zatanna available. Why didn't I use Zatanna with this team instead of Classic Wonder Woman? Because I didn't know I had Zatanna available. I just forgot. I just assumed that I used it with League of Arc because I woke up in the morning, I was sleepy, and I forgot. I would have most likely used Zatanna with this team instead of Classic Wonder Woman to give that damage boost, and at the same time to get some more percentage health damage. This fight is not meant to kill it. It's meant to damage it as much as possible so that we can kill it with the next fight. I guess because I messed up with the Batman Ninja team, this is more entertaining, because the normal situation would have been just either put Dark Metal cards on Brainiac and one-shot with Batman Ninja team anyway, or save up League of Anarchy in one-shot, or Mr. Freeze plus Raven. I don't know, there were a lot of ways to tackle this, but this is kind of the most unoptimal one for my account, and we had to go for this route, so hopefully you guys are entertained, because that's the best we can get out of this situation. And yeah, this is as far as Mr. Freeze goes. He did a decent job. Arkham Knight then also did a decent job. Not the most smooth fight in the world, but it was serviceable. And now we have 187 mil damage to be done by Manta. Manta's gonna have Dark Metal cards on, and again the level 9 God Killer and the level 4 Prometheum Sword are gonna be equipped on the other two characters. And the problem here is surviving. I 1000% do have the damage. With bad gameplay, as long as I don't die, I could kill this man twice with that amount of health. But we need Manta to survive. We have the barrier from Silver Green Lantern, which is gonna protect us a bit and allow us to combo and chop without worrying about it. And he's not chipping off much of the Green Lantern shield, to be honest. Like, we could keep this for the entire fight, but the problem is I need to tank super with another character here. And I tag him Flash, and sadly Manta gets tagged in and he gets hit by those hits that I can't do anything about. And there goes the shield. Right now we have to combo and chop. We fail to combo and chop or done for. And as I said, I don't like combo and chop in this man one bit. Have Silver Green Lantern in here, building some combo and also resetting the Dark Metal cards there where we need it. And I'm going to rely on the third special so that he's stunned. Not for the damage of the special, because we do so much more on basic attack hits, but so that I get one more moment where I don't have a chance to fail the combo interruption, because I can begin another combo while he's stunned. Combo interrupt again, into our third special, there we go. Good thing he's not stun immune, this would have made this fight specifically so much harder. And look at his health, look at the way it's going down. You know for a fact this man is dead as long as they don't die. So I played extra safe, tagging Green Lantern in between to generate some power for Manta so I can keep using third special here. So I leave myself no room for mistake. I mean, I leave myself room for mistake with Green Lantern because I can fail with him as well. But if I fail with him, he dies and then Manta gets a second chance, let's say. Combo and chop in there, tagging from block, third special in there, there we go. And Manta's at this point 0 health, so we have to be extra careful there. Now combo interruption is no longer on the menu, boys. If we try to combo interrupt, he will just punch us to death, basically. We have to be extra careful here, and the Green Lantern tagging is our only way of doing this. Green Lantern tagged in, combo interrupt his ass. And Manta tagged him for one last time. Thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. Let me know where you're at in the last contract currently, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. And as the rewards go, well, what did you expect? Not Deathstroke yet. Still no Deathstroke.